All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakodash, double honors to the apostle, elders of Great Millstone, and salute honors to brothers out there preaching this word of sincerity and truth. All right, got a video here, got some articles about the impending economic financial collapse, global collapse. All right, and the the least agenda is they want to get everybody, every individual with the bank account to be on a digital blockchain, as you could say. Paper money is being phased out as we speak, and going digital is the part of the agenda of the elite bankers that rule the society. All right. Before the microchip, the market beast technology, all right, is implemented, all forms of currency, buying, selling, and trading, has to be on a digital platform. All right. Before the market of beast microchip, all right, is made mandatory. All right. So we're in the midst of the collapse of the paper dollar. All right, this is a zero hedge. China credit impulse set to collapse as Beijing orders banks to curtail loan growth for the rest of 2021. 1 month after global markets underwent a brief hiccup after China's top banking regulator said he's very worried about risk emergence from bubbles in global financial market. A bubble is basically a debt. Debts, all right. And the scriptures talk about that, which I got the scripture in Habakkuk 2. Actually, let me get that first. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. I'm gonna start at 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him. All right. Whose soul is talking about is not upright? That's Esau, Edom, so-called white man. All right. But the just shall live by his faith. All right. And the faithful are the Israelites, the elect of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Verse 5, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. So his philosophies, pinpointing this video I'm making is the paper currency. He's in control of the money system. All right. So that makes him proud. All right. Biblically speaking, real money is gold, silver, and land and cattle. All right. Because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires hell, and is as deaf, and cannot be satisfied. That's basically Esau goes all around the world and conquers the nations, the peoples that's indigenous to that particular land, and he takes it over, enslaves the people, and basically steal the natural resources of that particular landmass. But gathered unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So he's enslaved you, and he indoctrinates you into the way he wants you to think. All right. So that's part of that heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and they taught a proverb against him to say, woe to him that increases that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself in thick clay. And that thick clay goes into heavy debt. All right. And actually, China, I got a little history right here. China was the first, the Moabites was the first nation to come up with paper money. All right, this is on my phone, paper money assignment.weebly.com. The original paper money was made in 1023 by the Song Dynasty. Okay, in 1271, Kublai Khan, who was the first emperor of the Yuan dynasty, Khan had heard about paper money in recent times because the emperor of Song dynasty didn't make it compulsory. So only some of the ex-emperors and headmen had heard of the paper money. So the whole paper money thing come from Moab. All right, and Moab is because Moab over there they got they already rolled out their digital, their digital currency. They already got the social credit system. So they pretty much, they're pretty much ahead of America in, technology, But America is trailing a little bit behind. But for the paper money, Moab was the first came up with it. All right. And paper fiat only has like 40, 50 years of survival weight before it goes into hyperinflation and results to zero. All right, let me finish reading this. Very worried about the risks emerging from bubbles and global financial markets. Beijing is now looking inward, as the FT and Bloomberg reported. China's central bank has asked the nation's major lenders, which are all at least partially state-owned, which means it wasn't asked but rather ordered, to curtail loan growth for the rest of the year after a surge of first 2 months stoked bubble risk. The report goes on to note that a meeting with People's Bank of China on March 22nd, banks were told to keep new advances in 2021 at roughly the same level as last year. The directive targeted not only domestic lenders but also some foreign banks, which were also urged to rein in additional lending through so-called window guidance after ramping up the balance sheets in 2020. So the banks are having trouble, man. Yeah. All right, which is all the agenda. Because back in 2008, the banks were in trouble, and they had to get bailed out. I believe it was like 800 billion that bailed out the banks. All right, but ever since then, the debt, the bubbles have been blown up. The derivative market. All right, so when the banks, get in heavy trouble, they're gonna ask for another bailout, and it's gonna be in the trillions and trillions of dollars, and that's gonna tip off the hyperinflation, man. All right, which is gonna cause the engineered famine that the scriptures speak about. All right, that's where you get, the Book of Lamentations, where the Israelite woman is going to solder their own children. Basically means to cook. All right, because there's no food to eat. All right, there's food to eat, but hey, you can't afford it because your dollar is not worth anything. See, this is another one. Europe's major banks have failed and are zombified and insolvent. So these dominoes are falling, man. All right, they're just trying to keep it under wraps. All right, because Zero Hedge is an alternative news website. They're not gonna tell you until it's too late on CNN and Fox News. All right, SBT spoke with Raheem. I can't even say that name. Director of Scholarum about the zero and negative interest rates trap that central banks are caught in. Continue on this road will impoverish and destroy the wealth of billions. See that? The hyperinflation. And you see a video. And you know, gold and silver, like I said before, that's real money, and that will hedge you during the hyperinflation. All right, that's initially not going to save you. Yahweh Bashim Shah is going to save you, but as the scriptures say, money is a defense. All right, and the majority of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you don't know how to hedge. You don't know how to hedge yourself from inflation. All right, because they don't teach you that in school. That's why it's gonna come to you as a thief in the night, and you're gonna starve to death. All right. Ezekiel 7:19, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Now, silver is money. All right, so Venezuela is going through hyperinflation. So, you know, there's images that you know, during hyperinflation, the people cast their basically their paper fiat money in the streets because it's not worth anything. All right. They shall cast their silver, which silver is the word for money. All right. In the streets. All right. And their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. And that's true. So ultimately, the Lord has to protect you. All right. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because the money is not worth anything. All right. They can't satisfy their souls nor fill their bowels with, you know, food, food and water, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. All right. That paper fiat currency is a stumbling block, man. All right. It is a stumbling block of their iniquity, which is sin. All right. If they would have knew about Abraham and how he was rich in silver, gold, land, and cattle, that'll give you some insight on what real money is. And look at this paper money and be like, this not real money. And do the research on the history of paper money and see how paper money don't last for 40 or 50 years until it hyperinflates. Examples of, I say Venezuela, Weimar Germany, back in the 30s. All right, Zimbabwe. All right, back in the 2000s. All right, those examples show you what's going to happen. All right, and this is going to be a global hyperinflation. All right, but America's going to be worse, man, because the people here are proud. All right, so that's pretty much all I got. Lord will is edifying. Shalom.